Is my valuable customer finally awake?
A couple years ago, at a very random event, we came across a somewhat stalker-inspired first-person shooter coming from an indie developer called Pioneer, or Pioneer. That was a cinematic and just a very short gameplay trailer, mixed with cinematic. So it's been a while since we got an update, but a few hours ago we finally got that. The game is coming to PCs eventually early to mid 2024. Not just that, some legit gameplay showcase, and that is actually a MMORPG as well.
It is extraordinary that you survived the attack of the tide. It would have turned anyone in your place into a fallen or a pile of ashes. But as you see, that didn't happen to you. You are safe and sound.
So, rookie, how are you feeling? Are you ready to prove yourself worthy? I only need those in high spirits, you know what I mean? Bright-eyed specialist in anything and everything. I'm sick and tired of whining old bastards. The role of an emissary is just a cover. What I really need is an agent. Research, observe, kill, interrogate, strike deals, make arrangements. That's your part in our difficult task.
Lots of people lost things in the blackout. I was lucky. I just lost a job.
During Annapurna Interactive's showcase yesterday, we came to understand the folks are actually making a Blade Runner game too, entitled Blade Runner 2033, Labyrinth. Well, nothing much, nothing crazy, just a cinematic, maybe hints of gameplay here, not really sure. All we know is that the game is coming to PCs in both generation of consoles early to mid next year, and that it also takes place in a dystopian LA after the blackout between the original Blade Runner and the sequel Blade Runner 2049.
Being someone else. In places that no longer exist. That's where you'll find me. Searching. In the land of the dead.
Heavily inspired by the Silent Hill series, albeit in first person. But first, you'll probably know about the game L already, which is an Unreal Engine project just like this one that you've been waiting for years. Pine Harbor is kind of precisely the same in style, also made in Unreal Engine 5 with an even heavier emphasis on horror than action. Check it out, game is rumored to be coming out around holidays this year, for PCs only. Coming up behind that, we believe made with a lot of resemblance to the game Abzu or Pathless. Coming from the same creators of the games Giant Squid, we have the company's newest game here, although revealed more than a year ago, a game called Sword of the Sea. Here's a trailer, you'll come to see that it's actually quite a bit mix of Journey and Pathless, with some new twists. This game is coming to PCs and the PlayStation 5 only later this year. Coming from the same developers of the famous Secret Neighbor, a couple days ago we caught eyes on a new game called Just Sand. This multiplayer sandbox shooter set in a steampunk post-apocalyptic open-world Russia, where a team of smugglers are just fighting for survival in a vast desert. Nothing much, just a cinematic here. The game is coming to PCs only here early to mid 2024.
Файно! Замовлю собі багатського м'яса та пива. А ви що, хлопці?
Ну, раз ми ліпші, то попалося би шампанським і морським оленем. А ти ж, Петро?
А я, як завжди, маленьку панушу хочу.
Йой, то ж ресторан, а не корчма.
Може ресторан бути найліпшим, якщо пануша немає. Що ти кружкилися?
Pioner Interactive is working on a project called Lushfoil Photography Sim. We all know these folks are breaking every little rule in gaming to reach out many limits. And what we have here is almost a body cam in look, though somewhat a reality or very realistic Unreal Engine 5 interactive photography simulation, offering some otherworldly landscapes presented in top-notch visual fidelity. Anyway, here's a trailer. Game set to be coming to PCs and all consoles next year. Dreamlit Games just came out and revealed another trailer for Towers of Aghasba. This is the open world we're talking about building game they revealed earlier this year, which is a cinematic, and that the game is now coming to the PlayStation 5 and PCs early next year. It's an island management sim where you explore a huge place or island, learn about the ecosystem, gather materials, hunt a little bit so you can eventually manage a civilization. Check it out, this game is specifically made with family-friendly components. Number 8, probably the most noteworthy mention of the list over here today. I've been waiting for a week to talk about this one. Specifically, we've got Dungeons of Hinterberg, this very stylish comic style or technically cel-shaded action RPG with a high emphasis here on social elements. Y'all remember the game Hi-Fi Rush from earlier this year? Well, it's definitely inspired by that, this one, with a different protagonist and some puzzles to boot. Check it out, the game is actually a Microsoft exclusive.
I know you may not want to be here, but sometimes we get a chance to do something.
Number 9, it is once again Outbreak Island. Coming from the same publishers of Breathedge, their new game here, revealed earlier this year, is a survival first-person detective inspired, where you're supposed to investigate an island and stay alive at any cost using only a camera, after some sort of experiments just gone wrong that's driven the people of this island into monsters. I mean, theoretically. Check it out. Game's partially open world, we've heard. There's zombies, I guess, and something else.
This place is full of surprises and dangers. But no matter what happens, stay human until the end.
Number 10, we have another stylized, cel-shaded racing, technically biking game, something called Ghost Bike. Ghost Bike here is also the work of Annapurna. It's coming to PCs, PlayStation 5, 4 Xbox Series and more next year. The game is actually described as a semi-open world adventure racing game where you play the role of a kid on a mission to revive the last of the ghost bikes. That's just some people who rode between the world of the living and the dead, whatever that means.
Oh, I won't give in. My own direction, endlessly navigating my streets. Give it a go.
Getting around inside the ring.
The hell was that, a bear?
Have you ever heard a bear sound like that before?
I've never seen a bear before.
You guys look lost. Come on.
A couple of weeks ago at the PC Gaming Show, this is also the first time we're mentioning the game, we came across Macabre. This is a co-op multiplayer stealth extraction horror game, as it's tagged, in which you have the option to travel between infinite timelines. The trailer here is honestly one of the best trailers we've seen for a while, so I suggest you watching the whole thing, or at least some of it. The game itself also is coming to PCs only sometime possibly this year.
We gotta find the others, dude. Oh. Shit. Shitty. What?
Why can't they just understand how wrong and evil they are?
As temptation enters a heart, a seed of darkness sprouts, and awakened would descend on the realm.
Coming as a first work of its developers. Number 12, we have Testament, The Order of High Human. It's a first-person Metroidvania action-adventure RPG announced last month that's set in this post-apocalyptic, made-up super fantasy world. It's inspired by Nordic mythology, and you play the role of a survivor trying to save a realm from betrayal. Anyway, here's a trailer. The game is coming to consoles and PCs except Switch in about 2 weeks.
A reward for raising the Seeker, the divine gear of protection. Amidst all darkness, a last strand of hope. Rise, chosen one. Bear the testament, the ultimate weapon of light. Save your realm. Be the guardian. Destroy the tree of darkness.
You're a disgrace to high humans. A fool who discarded the way of light.
Try it, mortal. Let's see your futile struggle to change this realm's fate.
Number 13, we've got over here the long-awaited Fort Solis. That's one of the most anticipated horror games on the horizon, finally coming to PCs in the PlayStation 5 on August 22nd this year. Well, we just got words in addition to a new gameplay trailer. showcasing the engine, the psychological horrors of the game, and the space atmosphere it's promised. Fort Solis, in case you are new, here is a single-player, third-person thriller set on a distant side of Mars, never discovered.
Isn't safe!
What happened?
Good. Not good enough.
Slim to probably zero chance that you have missed out on this one, but Hades 2 was revealed at the Game Awards a few months ago and was touted as a PC, Switch and the next generation console exclusive, with a release date of just 2023, mid to late. Well, the sequel, just like the original game, we know is touted as a godlike roguelike dungeon crawler, just the same way, taking place in an all-new underworld where you'll explore a bigger, deeper, mythical world with a more engaging story. That said, we're still waiting on a precise release date.
With powers far beyond your comprehension, witch.
Okay, if I call you witch like that?
Vengeance for your family awaits you.
He is no mere titan. He is time itself, and time cannot be stopped.
Wait for me, Father. I'll be this.
Moving on, we have a Cocoon from roughly 6 months ago, described by Annapurna Interactive. By the way, believe it or not, this is actually co-developed. I mean, it's in partnership with one of the Playdead's lead designers, which is, you know, some of the people that work on the game Limbo or Inside, in case you didn't know, and described the game as a insectoid, so like a combination of insect and android, top-down puzzle adventure platformer. The good news over here is that the Cocoon is now coming to PCs, Switch, and both generation of consoles on September 29 this year, and here's a new trailer.
Let me introduce you Zoe and Kobe, the dynamic duo that will accompany you during your journey.
Coming up behind that, we have a stealth action game called Steel Seed. Coming in fresh, I believe, revolving around a story set thousands of years since the human race deliberately destroyed Earth, causing the AI machines to take all means necessary to save a number of us. Here's a trailer, a rather cinematic one with hints of in-game engine. We know the game is coming to pieces in the next generation of consoles early next year.
Father in an underground facility built by machines and extremely hostile toward anomalies. The environment surrounding Zoe is huge and takes heavy inspiration from popular mangas, movies, and anime. Zoe needs Kobe to help with exploration, environment interaction, stealth, and combat. Their bond will grow stronger the more challenges they will face together. Facing enemies without using Kobe is extremely dangerous. The planning phase using your companion is essential. Sometimes a stealth approach in problematic scenarios is preferable, and a good execution will be highly rewarding. The environment will offer you many ways to deal with the enemies. Be the silent assassin.
Ex-soldier, now a bounty hunter, in a post-apocalyptic American desert.
We mentioned this one maybe once or twice, back maybe 2 years ago, but we've got here with another trailer finally, Annapurna Interactive's over-the-shoulder action game called, well, you see, last year we heard the words that the game is indeed releasing in 2023, but the folks just added that it'll now release early next year. Here's a trailer, another trailer actually. The game is now coming to PCs, not Switch, and both generation of consoles simultaneously. Coming from the same Japanese creators of the horror game Cineris Somnia, we've got a new game in the making called Hollow Cocoon, a first-person horror adventure game set in 80s Japan, where you play as a college student returning to his mother's hometown after receiving news that his grandmother is in a critical condition. You can just guess the rest. Here's a trailer. The game is coming to PCs only around holidays.
Water, earth, fire, air.
Come to realize, we now have 2 Avatar games to look forward to in 2023. Around 1 or 2 days ago, we came across the announcement of the Avatar Last Airbender quest for balance, this upcoming action-adventure single and co-op playing game. There's a trailer. The game is said to be coming out to PCs, Switch, PlayStation 4, 5, and Xbox Series X in the final quarter of 2023.
Our people's only means of survival is to seek sanctuary here, in the Belfry.
Coming from the same creators of the famous tactical RPG Banner Saga games, we've got over here a totally brand new IP announced no more than a couple days ago called Towerborne. Towerborne's the action RPG brawler, quite a bit in the same style as Banner Saga, except it's not a tactical, but a turn-based RPG and some next-level cel-shaded graphics with a somewhat similar combat to Ruined King, a League of Legends story. Check it out, the game is coming to PCs and Xbox consoles in 2024.
Together, you can save humanity.
They all hate you, Jala. Can you blame them?
You're way too stubborn to just give up.
Dad, stop being so sensible.
Described as a game about culture, relationships, family, and expressing oneself, we've got here a game called Thirsty Suitors, which is a very stylish story-driven adventure, this is interesting, stroke dating sim to some extent, simulation. From Annapurna Interactive again, this game was, if I'm not wrong, revealed more than 2 years ago with just a cinematic and nothing more. The game is now releasing for PCs, Switch, and other consoles as well on November 2nd this year.
They're so powerful. So, I have to make up with my first love, find out what's going on with the creepy skate cult run by a bear mascot, win my mother's approval, and track down my sister who's avoiding me, all before the most dangerous battle of all.
My mother is coming to Timber Hills.
The women in your family, they're all terrifying.
I'm doomed. My advice to you, Jala, die young.
At least 2 individuals in Europe are confirmed to be involved, but ties with several international contractors have been identified. The financing of the venture has been traced to a US-based corporation.
Annapurna then went on and released a new trailer for Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. This is a non-linear adventure puzzle, no plays, yes plays, is what it is actually labeled as, and that it's coming to PCs and Switch only, mid to late this year. Well, nothing much, just a trailer here, which is titled Maze, showcasing some pretty interesting atmosphere in addition to a very unique narrative that it's supposed to offer. Check it out.
To gain your trust, this person might offer their unsolicited advice or ask you questions about your dreams and memories, but you will likely never see the face of the person speaking. My personal advice is not to play along with their strange game. You're being led around in a maze of deceptions. Think back on when they first tried to contact you. Do you remember?
Hello, I'm Richard Hogg, and I'm one of the people who made Flock. I'm the art guy.
And I'm Pip War. I do the narrative design and some game design.
So where are you, Pip?
I'll do a call.
Ah, there you are. I'm coming over.
And last but not least, also during yesterday's Annapurna Interactive showcase, we got another look at the game Flock. This is a couch co-op and multiplayer interactive puzzle that has hints of the game Sky, Children's Light. Here's a trailer. Game's releasing for PCs now and both generation of consoles in the final quarter of 2023.
Henry. He's the one that looks kind of like a cross between a cuttlefish and a sausage. What's that blue creature you've got in your flock?
Ah, that's a slumbering rustic. We can go and find one if you like. So we're taking Pip across the grasslands to find her a slumbering rustic for her flock. There's one in here. Can you hear it? It's snoring. Over by this pond in this little cup.
I'll have to move slowly so I don't spook it. Maybe we shouldn't wake it up, but I'm gonna charm it.